Oh, I'm so nervous. Let's go ahead and do a little prayer for my face right now because I'm so nervous. So, in the holiday spirit, I came across this. So I normally shop at like Hy-Vee when I go to get groceries, or Target if I need my necessities, but since I've been in Kansas, we've been going to Dillon's and Target. But just to knock it out in one clean swoop, because it's been blistering cold and we don't want to run in and out so many times, we went to Walmart. I don't hate Walmart. Walmart's actually, like, you can find almost everything at Walmart, let's be honest. So as much as people want to hate on it all the time, I don't hate Walmart. So we went to go get groceries and we decided to browse all the holiday stuff because, of course, even though it's not even Thanksgiving yet, everything Christmas has been out since like a week before Halloween, basically. I came across this little beauty set here and I decided, you know what? I think there's enough products in here that I could attempt to do a full face. You have primer. This says it is powder foundation, blush, bronzer, which I would probably use as contour. You have an eyeshadow palette, a baked blush, which actually kind of looks like a highlighter. You have liquid eyeliner, mascara, 2 pencils, and some lip gloss and a lipstick. So basically everything to do a full face except for concealer and setting powder and setting spray and whatever else I end up finding along the way that I might need to grab out of and add to do a full face. Of course, it doesn't come with any brushes. You do have 2 little eyeshadow brushes, but yeah, I'm not using those. I'll use my normal brushes. But I am really nervous. I do have a few breakouts here, and so I'm afraid that this is just gonna take my face to a whole nother disastrous, awful level. And I'm so scared. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna see if this 31 piece kit for $9.88 is worth it. So I was gonna actually grab multiple of these because I have a ton for like $5, 10 bucks, 15, 20, but a lot of them were just like eyeshadow, and I don't need that much eyeshadow, which last holiday I went to Ulta and they had, like right after Christmas, and they had these giant like eyeshadow kits that just were not pigmented, and I'm sure if I played with them more I could have built them up, but I just like, I have enough eyeshadow palettes that actually work and that I like, and so I only got those because they had so many colors in it. I'm like, oh my god, this is so cool. And then I bought like real palettes and I'm just like, I mean, I know they were only like $5, $10, but not worth it. So I wanted to see if like a full face actually could work, which they had a lot of like actual kids play makeup, and so this to me obviously is still kind of kiddish, because who would actually like buy this and wear it like every day? I mean, 10 bucks isn't bad, but I feel like you could definitely go to like Walgreens or CVS or Rite Aid and definitely get some way better deals. Like Wet n Wild is super cheap. Like I went to a 5 and Below for the first time the other day, and they had like stupid amounts of Wet n Wild. Wet n Wild I know is good, even though it's super inexpensive. So like, yeah, you'd be spending more than 10 bucks, but it's gonna probably be significantly better, but we're gonna find out. So we're gonna crack this bad boy open, get everything out, and see what it's all about. So I've got my hair back and out of the way. I got my beauty mirror up here. I'm gonna grab, like I said, I'll grab whatever I need along the way. First impressions, it's like the packaging on it is super simple, which is not always a bad thing, because if the packaging is simple, that means they didn't spend a bunch of money on the packaging, so maybe the product is actually like decent. So like I said, we'll go through each item here as we do the face. So first you get this little primer, And this is Beauty Insight brand. I've never heard of this brand myself, so I'm nervous. I'm real nervous. I don't want my face to break out even more. So I guess let's just get into this. First impressions, it doesn't really have a smell. It is a very thin consistency. It doesn't feel too crazy thick, but going on the face, like, it kind of feels like every other primer. So first impressions of the primer, I mean, it did absolutely nothing for my pores. That's absolutely for sure. I mean, it went on fine. My face feels very, very matte. I don't see any dewiness. It doesn't feel like greasy, which is nice. So the next one we have is a powder foundation. So it comes in a very light and very orange shade. By the way, this video is not sponsored whatsoever. I spent my own $10 on this. I'm gonna go ahead, like I said, it only comes with the 2 eyeshadow brushes. I'm gonna be using my own. I'm gonna take probably a little mix of both of these on my Morphe Y6 brush. I'm just gonna dab into both of these here. So I'm actually kind of nervous because I haven't used a powder foundation in a few years. So I'm really like going in on both of these. And the crazy thing is it looks like it's picking up on my brush, but when I put it on my face, like, I see a little bit. I think it's like a hint of like orange almost. And I don't hate it, but I also feel like there's not really anything there. So I also don't see like a ton of fallout. As you can see, the oranger shade is getting a little roughed up at the top up here. But I mean, not anything crazy. I'm just going in on these. Like I said, it's picking up on the brush. Where? Well, I guess we just have to build it, maybe? I don't know. I guess that's that. I'm kind of done a little bit there. Looking in the viewfinder, I look orange. Looking in the mirror, I look less orange. Yeah, I mean, that was not great. And then the more that I used it, there's definitely like a lot of fallout that just kind of dusted up. So that's great. I'm actually gonna try to do, because I want to make this whole kit a full face and not use anything else. I'm actually just gonna take a small like concealer type brush in this lighter shade only and put that under my eyes. So prior to the primer, I did moisturize and I did use like super hydrating stuff under my eyes, so it shouldn't be too dry. And this is doing absolutely nothing. I'm like digging, like not pressing crazy hard because I don't want it to break, because I feel like this would definitely break, but at least this oranger shade gave my face a little bit of something, but this is not lightening my eyes up at all. I am gonna dab a tad bit on top of my eye, which, so that actually did. As you can see the difference here, this one's a lot lighter than this one. This actually doesn't work bad as like a base to kind of even your eyes out, because I'd normally put like concealer on top of my eyelids. That's a fail. So this one, definitely don't recommend. The primer, I mean, I don't really notice anything. The longer I look in the viewfinder though, like my neck, because I want to purposely leave my neck. Like I normally would try to match it a little bit better, but I know that this isn't gonna match and I want to see like how bad. Yeah, like I'm kind of looking like a Oompa Loompa right now. I mean, along the sides here, like it didn't pick up as much. much, but that's fun. So next I have this little blush and bronzer. Like I said, I'm gonna use a bronzer as like a contour. I can already tell you the shade pink is way more pink than I would go for, as well as like that contour or bronzer is way warmer than I would go for. But we're gonna go for it. I'm gonna take my little bronzer brush here, dip in. I kind of don't even want to go too heavy. I'm so nervous. I definitely tell you, I'm gonna be washing all my brushes after this, like real good. So I don't hate it. It looks kind of muddy though. It doesn't blend the best, but it's not the worst. I mean, I can't completely say whether or not it was that bad because my face is orange. So I mean, it's already not gonna look great anyways. But I mean, I feel like it's the same quality as you'd get like at a dollar store. So like, it's like $1, but at the same time, I don't know if it'd be worth it. Let's dig into the blush next. Yeah, I mean, they pick up on the brushes. I mean, the bronzer picked up kind of like the blush did. So I mean, they pick up, but I feel like they just don't put on unless you like really go in there. In the viewfinder, this looks really red. In my mirror, it doesn't look as bad. I definitely think that because these are like, you have to use a lot you have to go in there a lot to get a lot actually on your face. Because I mean, it picks up on the brush, but not on your face. It doesn't look the worst as far as colors go. I was nervous because this is so bright in the package. So it's actually not as bad as I expected. The next we have this little baked blush, but it's kind of shiny. Let me open this here. So I'm gonna attempt to use this. I don't know how well this is gonna go because it does look pretty pink. So we'll just go in. I mean, again, all those took a lot to do anything, so hopefully this isn't too bad. So yeah, I mean, this isn't too bad. It actually wasn't as pink as I expected it to be. Again, the viewfinder's just not showing me like anything. Yeah, I mean, you can see all my pores, all my breakouts. That's great. There's just a slight metallic. I mean, in the mirror, again, like I can see it looks like a mediocre, like low-end highlighter, so it's not the worst. Would I reach for this again? Probably not. I honestly have been obsessed with my Makeup Revolution palette of highlighters. It comes with 8 of them. They're just like blinding in your face, like you barely touch it. So I mean, this doesn't compete. So I think next I'm gonna attempt to do something to my eyebrows. I've got a black eyeliner pencil, which I think I'm gonna put in my waterline. I was excited to see that there was a brown. This is metallic. So no way that this is gonna work. But looking at my eyeshadow choices here, let's take a second. So these actually look kind of good, kind of pretty. So I might dip into, I mean, they're basically all metallics, but like a couple that aren't, but I think I might dip into like this brown shade here. Should I put some of this in my eyebrows? Why not? Because what are we really losing today? This is red. This is red. So I take that back. Well, actually, let me dab a little bit in this one then, since we want them to be kind of similar. So yeah, I'm gonna dip into that brown. That is metallic. Okay, so this one actually does have a decent amount of fallout. The eyeshadows do. However, it's chunky, and yep, this is metallic. Yep, these are pretty sad today. I'm super drawn to this sparkly one right here, so I kind of want to swatch it. So first feel, they feel soft. They feel very nice. So like I'm swatching this matte right next to the shiny. So it straight up has chunks of glitter. I don't know if you can quite see that. Yeah, straight up has chunks of glitter, but these are our swatches. The matte is not bad. I'm just not getting anything from that glitter. That is crazy disappointing. I think I'm gonna throw the black in my waterline real quick. So first of all, these lids like don't stay on well at all. They are almost a tad bit loose. Impressions of this, it is kind of patchy. It's very sharp and it's very like a real pencil, at least with other pencil liners that I've tried in the past. They're a little bit softer and they go on a little bit nicer. I prefer either a liquid or, so I mean it did come with a liquid, but I prefer a liquid or I prefer like a gel pencil that twists up. So not loving the quality of this, so I probably wouldn't put this in my waterline again at least. However, liquids are just so messy when it comes to the waterline. I prefer to put them on before like anything, before primer, foundation, concealer, anything, because they're just gonna ruin my entire look. Trust me, I had that experience this last weekend. Ruined my whole look. Not happy about it. But anyways, so I'll put this like on the top, which I'm not very good at, so this will probably ruin everything even more. But let's go ahead and get into our shadows. So I'm just going to take a Sephora little flat brush. I'm going to take this lightest color here, and even though we did technically put a little bit of that concealer foundation on our eyelids, just throw this on there too. So our brows look like garbage. We look like an Oompa Loompa. We look like we rubbed a little bit of dirt on our face. Highlight is almost non-existent. Blush is meh. Like I said in the viewfinder, it looks red, so that's cute. Next, I'm going to take a Morphe M330 brush, and I think I'm going to dab into, I guess, that brown shade that we use for the eyebrows right here. Basically, half of what I just picked up on the brush just fell right off. So, I don't completely hate this color. To be honest, I didn't even like dab it at all to get the excess off. I just straight up just took it and just went to town. Windshield wiper promotions. It's like a very dusty metallic with a hint of brown. It's definitely nothing like it looks like in the pan. I mean, am I surprised? No. Next, I'll take a Morphe M505 to deepen the crease. I think I'm going to take the color right next to it. This darker brown, again, metallic, big surprise. I'm having a very hard time telling whether it's just so much chunked like dust and metallic and glitter, or if it's just making my eyes look so crazy dry, or both. But I mean, it added something. It's just like a darker shade of what I already put on, so nothing crazy there. What I want to try, and I don't have high hopes, I'm gonna take this non-existent shade that I was actually kind of excited about. Okay. What in the actual, so yeah, that's actual chunks of glitter on top, and then I think it's just like a metallic underneath, so the glitter's not completely through. But look at that. Chunks of glitter. Like, let's see. So first of all, we have definitely some fallout there with the glitter. Can't say I am completely surprised. As much as all it is glitter, I wish it was completely glitter all the way through, because I don't, so there's like no color payoff. Nothing. It doesn't look like I put any color on top of the two brown shades. However, there's some good glitter there. Not, well, not good, but like a decent amount. So as you can see from me using it here, the glitter is gone in the middle and just kind of like a metallic there. Just because I want to play with at least one more color just to see what the dealio is. Let's go ahead and we'll dig into this purple here and put that under my eye. Just chunks here. I mean, I'm afraid to tip it. I mean, that's lots of fallout for sure. Purple's just not giving me like any color payoff, and honestly I don't think it's worth attempting to build up, because I mean, it's just not good. Let's go ahead and make everything a little bit worse. We're gonna go ahead and take this pinky shade down here, and I will dab that. So yeah, I mean, color payoff on the brush. I mean, it just kind of looks dusty white. But we'll go ahead and dab that. Nope, yep. Nothing there. I mean, I'm actually gonna go ahead and take a tad bit of that and a tad bit of this lightest white shade, these two here. I'm gonna dab this on my bags. Definitely brighten my eyes up. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say this is like maybe a 2. This is, I wanted to have high hopes for this because the colors are kind of pretty, and I mean, there's a decent amount of colors in this, and the metallics aren't bad, but there's just not a lot of payoff. And even if you do get a little bit of payoff, it's not great, and you have to build it and go and go and go, and it's chunky and dusty. Don't really recommend this either. You can get so many other palettes that are cheap at like Ulta. I mean, that sounds really bad. For like, I think I got a Makeup Revolution one for like $6-7. I mean, go do that, because those are gonna have way better payoff than something like this. So the moment I've been dreading, the liquid eyeliner. So we're gonna pop that up the top along my lash line. Again, I don't normally put this on the top, so I'm not excited for this. So like I said, not only am I not good, but this is so liquid and watery. Like the brush is picking up all the eyeshadow because the eyeshadow sucked. This is just doing the worst. This brush doesn't feel awful on my eye at least. And I feel like it's not quite thin enough. I hate this so much. So much. Honestly, I should have used this. However, it's just so hard. I probably would have poked my eye out even with like the lightest hand. So we're gonna go ahead and go in with the mascara because we don't already look awful enough. So, God, that, you know, the eyes weren't the absolute worst. The eyeliner ruined it. Like I said, I'm not exactly good at it anyways. Disclaimer, but God, I'm nervous for this too. So the wand looks fairly normal. And we aren't gonna focus apparently. I guess that's the best we're gonna get. I guess let's go. So I don't think the wand was a problem on this one. The wand was definitely not great, but I don't think that it was the absolute worst. But as you can see, it's just not doing anything for me. There's no volumizing, there's not really any lengthening. It just kind of added a very, again, thin and watery coat to my lashes. I don't love this either. So last but not least, we have a nude type lipstick here, as well as two lip glosses. We have like a hot pink and a more mauve. So let's go ahead, let's just stick this on the lips. So this definitely took a couple swatches to build up. It's a little bit more orange than I would go for in a nude. This reminds me a little bit of a nude. So I feel like the color that you have here looks a little different. So don't love that. It doesn't feel bad on my lips. It doesn't feel crazy drying. I don't feel like it makes my dryness and cracks look worse. This isn't like a color I would normally reach for though. So I'm already gonna use the nude one, but let's go ahead and see what this hot pink looks like. I mean, it's pink. So I mean, it looks like it has payoff. But let's throw this on top of this. This one's actually really pink too. I mean, it looks pink, but I was hoping it's a little bit more nude. Now, to be honest, this on top of the lipstick though looks way better. And so I think this pink kind of balanced the orange out. But now it almost looks a little bit more pink than I would go for. I'm very picky when it comes to my colors and everything. Again, this doesn't feel the worst. It doesn't feel very sticky. It doesn't feel drying. I feel like it's a little bit more slick than I would go for because I definitely think it's going to transfer quite a bit. Overall, the only thing I would maybe recommend are the lips, but even for me, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. So this is my finished look. I hate everything right now. This is the worst. I can't wait to wash all of this off my face. So is a $10 kit worth it? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say save your money. I found better dollar items at like Dollar Tree. Go buy some Dollar Tree like items. Go to like your local drugstores. Like sometimes Walgreens and CVS has great deals on like your Wet n Wilds or any other drugstore brands that you can get good deals on, or cheap, or coupons. Look for those items if you're trying to be on a budget. Don't waste your money on this. I mean, it's a $10 waste. I didn't have high hopes, but I was expecting a little bit. I'm just not getting it. So I'm gonna say pass on that holiday kit. Or there might be other holiday kits that are similar to this, like setup or quality. Not quality, but like concept that might be worth it. This is just not one of them. This might definitely be decent kids makeup because there's not like a whole lot of color there, but for a normal person, I'm gonna say pass. So thanks for watching me completely destroy my face, and I'm so nervous. I hope I don't completely break out or get rashes or irritation. But as always, links are in the description. Hit thumbs up if you want to see me ruin my face another way, and hit subscribe if you have not. Go out and look at all the different holiday kits. Find you a good one. Go get some good drugstore stuff if you're trying to be on a budget, but hard pass on this one. So till next time, guys.